Social media is a powerful tool in today's world. It connects people across the globe, provides entertainment, and offers information. However, its impact on mental health is far more complex. While it can bring people together, it also has a darker side that is often overlooked. Social media addiction is becoming a significant issue for many, particularly its effects on mental well-being. At the heart of the problem is dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. Every notification, like, or comment triggers a dopamine release. The constant cycle of likes and shares encourages us to keep scrolling. This instant gratification keeps us hooked, creating an addictive loop that's hard to break free from. The dopamine-driven addiction social media creates isn't just about the time spent online. It's about how our brains start craving that next hit of validation. Each time we check our phones, we're expecting to see something positive, something that feeds us. Unfortunately, this constant cycle of seeking approval can lead to mental fatigue and emotional instability. Researchers have found that excessive social media use can contribute to anxiety, depression, and even loneliness. The more we scroll, the more we compare ourselves to others. On social media, people tend to share only their best moments, highlight reels of their lives. This creates a distorted sense of reality and a dangerous benchmark for comparison. This constant comparison often leads to we see others living what seems like perfect lives and feel left out. FOMO fuels feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction with our own lives. The more time we spend on social media, the more we start to measure our own happiness by what others post. Another issue that arises from social media is negative body image. Platforms like Instagram and Snapchat often feature idealized images of beauty, success, and happiness. Seeing these curated lives can make us feel insecure about our appearance, achievements, and lifestyle. The pressure to live up to these unrealistic standards is immense and can lead to eating disorders and low self. Social media also contributes to sleep deprivation. The blue light emitted from screens interferes with melatonin production, making it harder for us to fall asleep. When we engage in late-night scrolling, it disrupts our sleep cycle and affects our overall mental health. Poor sleep can heighten emotional reactivity, reduce cognitive function, and increase feelings of stress. The mindless scrolling through social media doesn't allow our brains to properly rest and reset. Instead of engaging in meaningful activities, we're often flooded with endless information, much of it irrelevant. This constant influx of data can contribute to cognitive overload, leaving us feeling mentally exhausted, scattered, and anxious. While social media offers connection, it also fosters social isolation. Ironically, many people feel more isolated despite having hundreds or thousands of friends online. Social media provides the illusion of connection without fostering real, deep relationships. This can create a sense of emotional emptiness, leading to increased feelings of loneliness and depression. Moreover, the anonymity of the internet can lead to toxic behavior. Cyberbullying, trolling, and online harassment have become rampant issues. Negative comments and public shaming can seriously harm some. This online cruelty leaves emotional scars that often go unaddressed, further deteriorating mental health. The design of social media platforms themselves is problematic. Endless feeds, autoplay videos, and notifications are designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible. This design is intentional, keeping us addicted and returning for more. Our brains are trained to seek constant stimulation, making it harder to disconnect and focus on healthier activities. There's also the issue of addiction to constant validation. When we post a picture or update, we often wait for the likes and comments to roll in. The need for validation becomes a central part of our experience on social media. This constant search for external approval can leave us feeling empty, as it's based on the fleeting opinions of others. Research has shown that the more time we spend on social media, the more likely we are to experience mental health issues. Teenagers, in particular, are vulnerable. Studies show a strong correlation between social media use and depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem in young people. Adolescents are especially affected by the pressure to conform to societal ideals and the need for instant gratification. The impact of social media is not just limited to teens. Adults are equally susceptible to its negative effects. We see colleagues, friends, and acquaintances sharing achievements, vacations, and milestones, which can fuel feelings of envy. The desire to keep up with others can lead to stress and a constant need to prove ourselves. So, what can we do about it? The first step is recognizing the problem. Social media addiction is real, and it's affecting our mental health. Acknowledging that social media is having a negative impact is key to taking control of the situation. It's important to take breaks from social media and engage in offline activities that promote well-being. The impact of social media is not just psychological. It's also physical. Prolonged use of social media has been linked to various physical health problems, such as eye strain, headaches, and poor posture. The constant use of smartphones leads to increased tension in the neck and shoulders. These physical effects further exacerbate mental health issues, creating a feedback loop of discomfort and distress. Social media also affects our attention span. The constant need to check notifications, respond to messages, and scroll through posts leads to fragmented attention. Studies have shown that people who spend more time on social media experience difficulty concentrating on tasks for extended periods. This affects productivity. It makes it harder to focus on important activities. Another significant aspect of social media addiction is its effect on memory. Constantly consuming information in small, bite-sized pieces can overload the brain, making it harder to retain and recall information. Multitasking, which is encouraged by constant switching between apps, impairs memory formation. The brain struggles to store long-term memories when it's constantly distracted by short, frequent tasks. The negative impact on mental health is often subtle and builds over time. While scrolling through social media can provide short bursts of pleasure, the long-term effects are much more harmful. It's not just about feeling lonely. It's about a deep sense of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment that builds up over time. The more we use social media, the more we feel disconnected from our real lives. Research shows that social media use is associated with higher levels of depression and anxiety. The constant bombardment of curated content, combined with the pressure to keep up with peers, can be overwhelming. The need to stay connected often outweighs the importance of authentic, face-to-face interactions, which are critical for emotional well-being. This creates an emotional void. People who spend significant time on social media often experience anxiety over their appearance, relationships, and achievements. This constant worry leads to self-doubt, poor body image, and even eating disorders. The rise in cosmetic surgery and extreme dieting trends, often driven by social media standards, is a direct result of these pressures. The desire for validation through likes creates an unhealthy obsession with physical appearance. A key factor in understanding the effects of social media addiction is recognizing that it doesn't offer real connection. While social media allows for instant interaction, it lacks the emotional depth that comes with face-to-face relationships. These virtual connections often feel shallow, leaving people feeling more isolated and emotionally drained. We mistake quantity for quality in relationships, leading to a sense of loneliness. Another problem arises when social media becomes a distraction from real-world responsibilities. We start to prioritize virtual approval over genuine achievement. Chasing likes and shares can interfere with work, school, and personal relationships. It becomes easy to lose track of what truly matters, wasting hours scrolling instead of focusing on meaningful, real-life activities that contribute to our happiness. The addictive nature of social media is often underestimated. Social media platforms use algorithms designed to keep users hooked for as long as possible. Notifications, recommendations, and the infinite scroll feature keep us engaged, creating an illusion of productivity. This triggers a compulsive cycle. We can't stop scrolling, even when we know it's negatively affecting our health. Cyberbullying is another harmful effect of social media addiction. With the anonymity provided by online platforms, people often engage in hurtful behaviors that they wouldn't engage in face. The emotional toll of cyberbullying can be devastating, particularly for teens and young adults. It leaves lasting scars, contributing to mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and even suicidal ideation. But it's not all negative. Social media can be a tool for good when used mindfully. It can connect people with like-minded individuals, provide access to mental health resources, and offer platforms for advocacy and change. The key lies in how we use social media. Are we using it as a tool for connection, or is it using us to fuel addiction and self? Mindful social media usage starts with setting boundaries. Limiting time on social media can help reduce the negative effects. Use apps that track screen time, and set limits on notifications to reduce distractions. Take time to engage in offline activities that promote well-being, such as exercise, reading, or spending time with friends. Prioritize real-world interactions over virtual ones. Another strategy is to curate your feed. Follow accounts that uplift and inspire you, rather than contribute to negative emotions. Avoid toxic content that fuels comparison or insecurity. Instead, focus on accounts that promote mental health awareness, personal growth, and authenticity. Social media should serve you, not the other way around. Finally, It's important to talk about social media's effects on our mental health. Raising awareness is the first step in combating addiction. By openly discussing the harms of excessive use and acknowledging the impact it has on mental health, we can start reducing the stigma. Supporting each other in making healthier digital choices will help foster a healthier relationship with social media. In conclusion, social media's impact on mental health cannot be ignored. It's a tool that, when used excessively, can cause profound harm to our psychological well-being. By practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, and seeking real-world connections, we can regain control over our mental health. Social media can coexist with our lives, but only if we use it consciously and responsibly.